North Carolina travels up the road to North Carolina State. North Carolina is 6-5 coming off a victory over Wofford. North Carolina State is 8-3 with a victory over the Cuse. North Carolina State, sorry to keep you awake, Coach. North Carolina State is 5.5-point favorite in this game. Sam Howell, the quarterback at North Carolina, he's had a disappointing season, but his numbers are really good. 2,700 yards passing, 64% completion rate, 22 touchdowns. But here's the thing about Sam Howell. He's run the ball incredibly successfully this year, 717 yards on the ground, and he's not known as a very mobile quarterback, but this year he was almost 5 yards per carry. He's done a terrific job. North Carolina, again, explosive on offense this year. 1,000-yard runner in Ty Chandler, 1,000-yard receiver in Josh Downs. They've got the components offensively to score with anybody in the country, but the problem is their defense under Mac Brown. This defense has been terrible last year and even worse this year. You look at North Carolina State, Dave Doran has a solid defense, and he's done a wonderful job at North Carolina State since he's been there. They're already 8-3 this season. They've got a stud quarterback in Devin Leary, who's done a nice job with the football, only 5 interceptions and 31 touchdown passes. This is a tough North Carolina State team, but I think their defense is the one that's going to lead them in victory over North Carolina. North Carolina State's favored by 5.5. I'm taking that. I'm taking North Carolina State to win this game, 28-17.
Well, when you mentioned about offense, you have to be impressed with North Carolina's offense. They are very, very good running and throwing the football. They've had 3 bad losses, Mark. They lost to Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and Florida State, and none of them are bowl eligible at this time. But when you look at the defense, 411 yards a game, average 125, and running 230 or 130th against the pass. You look at the defense, it's just criminal that an offense would be that good. However, NC State's an underrated football team, Mark. They don't get near the credit. Everybody talked about the great quarterback, Sam Howell. But let's look what Leary has done at NC State. He's thrown for 3,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. But you never hear his name. You never hear about the good defense that North Carolina State happens to have. It's an ideal matchup. You have a great offense against a great defense. But I believe in this rivalry game, I look for North Carolina to upset State 34-28.